Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion, the Binding of Isaac AFTERBIRTH Plus. Just a terrible run of form lately, right, Ruka? What do you think, Ruka? Yo, we don't start with Holy Mantle, but still Wooden Cross is really good. And so are our stats, actually. I gotta forewarn you before this episode really gets too far in. Normally when I record an Isaac episode, I'm fresh. Waking up in the morning, you know, maybe I'd gone to the gym, I had a cup of coffee or something like that, my favorite exercise at the gym, and, you know, I'm coming in rested and eager. Today, I'm coming in, not uneager, but it's later in the day. Spent the day hanging out with my family. My parents are here, as mentioned about 30 times. We hung out with Kate's parents, and also, now that I've returned, you know, owning a pet is a little bit like, I was gonna say owning a child, which is not the verbiage they would prefer you to use when you go to the pound. That's not what it's called. See, I don't know why I'm trying to do like a Daniel Tosh thing here. Anyway, the thing is, this cat, you know, I've been away all day. So Ruka's up here on my desk right now. He's pushing his face into the microphone. He's scraping, he's running his hand along, or his head along my hand right now. It's, I mean, it's very cute. But at the same time, Ruka, there will be plenty of time for recreational laser pointer action. You just gotta let me do an Isaac episode, somewhere between 17 minutes and 2 hours, okay? Now, if you're wondering, excuse me, my son, you can't put that much pressure on my hand. I'm gonna hit like the recording hotkey. Why don't I change the recording hotkey to something that's not on, you know, a good spot on the keyboard? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize there's normally a high risk of hitting the numpad button 9. You know, it really takes a special sort of circumstance like this. I'm not gonna use data miner. The reason is all my stats are good. Win this run I should. All my stats are good. Win this run I should, cause my tiers and DPS are good. Oh no, that's not very. I've become a dad rapper. What's that dang old whisper rap? Mumble rap, dad. Ooh, poke me in the butt. All my friends have guts. I don't understand that. Ruka, you know what I mean, buddy? The kids with their dang old rap music. When I was a kid, rap was just waking up in the morning, gotta thank God. I don't know, but today seems kinda odd. No barking from the dog, no smog. Mama cooked the breakfast with no hog. Nowadays, kids are like, put my earth in the wind smoking fire. Let me get your sheets wet listening to Key Sweat. Put you into days with maze, fulfilling our every temptation. Slow jam and having deep what? That was actually more, that was from 2003, so that was like, but nowadays kids are like, my butt smells like money. My butt smells like money. What's so funny? My butt smells like money. That's my version of. Look, I get that it's a timeless boomer meme to make fun of the music the kids are listening to these days. You know, when I drive, occasionally I listen to the top 40 station. If a bad classic rock song comes on, my wife changes the station to the top 40. Some of the songs on top 40, dude, I'm not against them. I think there's some slappers. I'm not one of those people who's like, there's no good music coming out, you know? I'm not that guy, believe it or not. I don't listen to a lot of new music. That's just because, you know, to be honest, there's just a lot of it. Get out of my face. I could have picked up the nickel with it, whatever. But I will say, a lot of radio rap or SoundCloud rap, it is hard for me to get. And I'm not one of those people who's like, you know, you guys know, you might even be hardcore song purists. That basically, you know, I got friends, they judge the quality of a song based on its rhyming nature. And they go, well, you know, the song, it had a cool beat, it had a great message, really thought-provoking, and, I mean, that production. You don't hear production like that these days with the horn section and everything, but they rhymed there with there. So, unfortunately, I gotta give it a big fat... I'm not like that, you know? It was one of my favorite albums of all time. I don't even know any of the freaking words to it except, ha ha, Melody. You know, okay, it's not really a good Serge Gainsbourg impression, but excuse me, is this a cat that would like to come in? Hello, Tomo. Welcome. Kate's taking a nap, so this is the best room in the house right now. My party sons are in the room tonight, watching me record Isaac for the 3,000th time. Please, my sons, don't yet lose your mind. It's a very sing-songy episode, so it happens later in the day, apparently. Now, I am playing not well. That much is demonstrable. Let's see. Maybe we'll get lucky. Get a 7-cent reroll. Okay, we're going to hold it there. I doubt we'll be able... Oh, I'm dumb. Yeah, no, I'm real dumb. Because we probably could have easily bought one of those items. You know, you get the bomb. Use the bomb to blow up the nickel. All you need to do is get a penny from someplace else. So we put about 8 pennies into the machine. So I got one source where we probably could have knocked it out. But is there a 3-cent bomb for sale? I think I can cheat the system. I think I can play him. Yo, we just got a bomb for free. Even better. Ruka, I see. Here's the thing. I don't know. Oh, there's no donation machine. I'm very dumb. Never mind. I thought I could blow up the donation machine, get some money. Ruka, I don't know if it's unsafe for you as a cat to be about a centimeter away from the monitor, staring right at it. But I do know, or my hunch at least, this is probably not great for your feline eyes. You know what I mean? Buddy? Ruka? Light of my life? This, he wants attention, dude. He's looking at the screen like, he's looking at Isaac like a jealous lover. Okay. Hit him with this. Smack him. Oh, baby. Look at that. Look at that. Invest. Okay, that part is not necessarily that good, but that's okay. We don't have a deal with the devil, or we don't have a charge, I should say, ready, so we might as well just bring Blue Candle in here regardless. We got the HP required to afford something here. Trust me, you know, to get a decent payout out of Swallowed paying you to begin with almost makes me want to just take Blue Candle forever. But let's see how it looks in here. To be honest, nothing in here I would have really considered worth doubling to begin with. And Dark Bum really solves any HP related problems we might be expecting to have. Or any, you know, spider deficiencies that desperately need addressing. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Dude, why not? Make hay while the freaking sun's up is what I always say. So we're in a pretty good spot. We're a little bit... Okay, my son, you gotta come down from there. We're a little bit light on DPS, but everything else is... I mean, we didn't sacrifice much on that floor, and we got a lot. Nice tier, well, tier's downgrade, but damage upgrade. Dark Bum is obviously extremely good. Yo, very interesting pickup in Crooked Penny on top of that. Dad's Crooked Penny, whatever the heck you want to call this item. I prefer to call it by the wrong name just because I find if you call something by the right name, tends to sometimes it gets a big head, you know. The items start to think they're above you. That's why I call it by the wrong name. I say, hey, don't get any ideas. Remember who the boss is here. The world? Dude, okay, I would totally take Nose Goblin here. Easiest choice of my life. Like, 1 HP per floor? Sure, I mean, mathematically, it's kind of almost keeping us alive. And that's valuable. You know what's more valuable, though? Boogers. Look, is it juvenile? Sure. Does it, you know, a good dose of juvenility? Juvenality? What is it? I don't know what it's called. I don't use the word that much. I usually get called juvenile. That's not true. I usually get called out for taking myself too seriously.
2 of spades.
That's very true. I think a little bit of silliness is useful in people's lives, you know? But I also get annoyed because what people think is deep and what I think is deep worth a try. Two very different things. People hit you with, you know, my idea of deep is, you know, like, I was talking to my parents today. I said, what would you do if you won the lottery? To me, that's a deep question, even though it's not philosophical. You know why it's a deep question? It tells you a lot about somebody. If you didn't have to worry about money at all for the rest of your life, assuming you manage the lottery winnings properly, what would you do? Would you keep living the same life you're living? Would you mix it up? Would you completely upend it? Would you keep some elements the same? Would you live in the same city? Some people say that's what you should be doing right now. You ask yourself that question, that's what you should be. Well, yeah, sometimes, here's the thing, you know. If you're like, well, I would quit my job and, you know, become a woodworker. Okay, sure, you should probably do that right now if you think that would bring you happiness. You got the means to do it. But, you know, if your dream is like, I'd move to the Cayman Islands, sip on Mai Tais all day long. You should probably hold off on that one. It's, you know, I don't know if you necessarily have the means necessary to accomplish that right now. It seems very expensive. That's what the lottery's there for, I guess. I think that reveals a lot about somebody. That's why I consider that deep. What do people on the internet consider deep? Bro, what if what you see as blue and what I see as blue aren't even the same color? Am I biting the hand that feeds a little bit? Maybe. I'm just trying to say, you know? I like learning about people. And I like, people think I have a complete distaste for philosophy. It's not true. Most of the reading that I've done in 2019 has been, you know, books by the Stoics. That's a philosophy I can get behind. It's just, you know, it's not like an idle thoughts or the devil's plaything. But I think there's a certain element. I'm not one of those people, by the way, who's like, man, go to university, get a philosophy degree. It's like getting a basket weaving degree. You know, I'm not one of those people at all. I think earning a degree in philosophy, you know, does it teach you necessary practical skills for most professions? Maybe not. Does it, you know, provide you with a foundation of rhetoric that could lead to you becoming a professor, an orator, a lawyer, etc., etc.? Sure. But either way, you know, I think academic philosophy, A-okay in my book. It's only when people are like, bro, what if inside of a star is a black hole? And you're like, whoa, that's pretty deep. Are you like an astrophysicist? And they're like, nah, dude, I just thought of that. You think that a scientist has considered the possibility that... Who do I talk to at the Ideas Factory at Science Incorporated? I got a lot of ideas. It's like people... Oh, excuse me. I'm not trying to make this, you know what's nonsense sort of bit, but people that don't work in science, well, let's just call them what they are. Joe Biden was like, dude, check this out. If I get elected, and I'm not following the American politics that much, you know, not yet anyway. But he said, hey, if I get elected, we're finally going to cure cancer. Said Joe Biden, you can't responsibly say that. It's ridiculous. Are you one of those people who just thinks that, like, the oncologists, you know, there's just a list of alphabetical ingredients that they're trying to see if one will cure cancer they haven't gotten to yet? I feel that's how a lot of people actually see it. They're like, you know... Well, actually, it's more troubling. A lot of people think that the big pharmaceutical companies have actually invented cures for cancer, but they don't want to give it to people because then, you know, the insurance companies that provide your health care would... you know, they wouldn't make as much money because by curing the disease, you wouldn't be paying them as often. And, hey, if that's true, Big Pharma, can you hook up the countries that, you know, pay for our health insurance via our taxes? I get the idea, but, like, we'll be making you more money if we can actually, you know, stay alive in order to pay for the cure. It'll help you out a great... I get that you maybe got an American focus here, but simultaneously... You know, you're kind of screwing over a lot of us anyway. But I think there is a smaller subset of people, unfortunately, that are just like, well, have you tried xanthan gum? All right, what's next? Xylophone notes. What's next? You know, xylitol? What's next? Put your skin on a Xerox machine. What's next? You know, I'm really, really struggling. Xenon gas. What's next? I don't know that many words that start with X, okay? I haven't played Scrabble in a long time. I did not mean to press the space bar there. You know, hey, Uncle Joe, they're working on it, okay? It's not, oh, hey, so, you know, you go in 2021. Hey, guys, Joey B's in the presidency. Everybody at the oncology department, you're on notice. You got 4 years to make this thing happen. Because I really think most of the people that were working on trying to find a cure for cancer, they didn't really, you know, just lazy, right? They didn't really have a fire motivating them to continue. And they were just kind of phoning it in for the most part, not engaging in, you know, a noble pursuit to try to, could have just worked at the erectile dysfunction department, probably made 7 figures a year, drinking Mai Tais in the Cayman Islands. Anyway. I'm not trying to get into spicy territory here. I did laugh when I saw that. I was like, you can't do that. You can't just promise that. If you can, do it. It's going to be one heck of a campaign. Well, if Joe Biden's going to cure cancer, I, Elizabeth Warren, am going to cure gravity. Let's just get to that point then. If we're going to, you know, start promising ridiculous stuff. Infinite energy. We're gonna finally get cold fusion sorted out. Anyway, I know as we've had an interesting few years where, like, you could, you know, after the 2016 election, you could make jokes politically for a while because the political situation was kind of, it was set for a bit, you know. It was like a DQ Blizzard. You could turn it upside down without spilling it on the counter. But now things are heating up in the Dairy Queen. It's not quite, air conditioning is out. We apologize for the inconvenience, but we're getting close enough. I won't be able to make jokes that even sniff at the slightest bit of even being politics adjacent without having to get in an argument on the internet, which means I'm not going to do it anyway because I value my time too much. So let me have it while it lasts, okay? It's just that simple. Are we on? Okay, we're on Necropolis 2, and we're making great time. To be honest, this has been a pretty pleasant run. One thing is not urgent necessarily. It's not life-threatening. I'd like to raise our rate of fire, if possible. That's the only, everything else is great, and our rate of fire is worse than it used to be because we got such a good damage upgrade in Death's Touch. But would like to, you know, that's, I don't care about our luck stat, you know, unless you're gonna hit me with like a -10. Everything else is fine. Anyway, today we were at the you know, it's my anecdote machine, basically. So the Vancouver Aquarium today was a good time. Vancouver Aquarium. I tell people all the time. I don't tell them this when they're vacationing in Vancouver, because it's too late. It's like eating at a restaurant, you order, and then somebody is like, oh, don't go to that place. You know, it's too late. You might as well make the best of it. I feel like Vancouver is an excellent city to live in, if you can afford it. And that's not meant to be flippant. It's an expensive city to live in as well. But as a tourist, there's not that much going on that is that noteworthy. You know, like when I think of like world-class tourism cities, or even just like, you know, continentally within North America, great tourism cities. Like you obviously you go to something like New York City. And you're like, what do you have in New York? Well, it's like the cultural capital of North America, more or less. A lot of the people that go there have never seen a city that is that big, which is fair. It is one of the biggest cities in the world, although there are bigger. It's got, you know, lots of famous landmarks. You know, One World Trade Center, Empire State Building. One World Trade Center is the address, by the way. The Empire State Building, so what I always forget, it's got the Chrysler Building. Yeah, I think it's got the Chrysler Building. And then, you know, Times Square is noteworthy as well. And then, you know, there's the whole, oh, thank you. I mean, there's Broadway. I mean, the list goes on and on. Even if you think about, like, you know, Los Angeles, which is a city I don't have a whole lot of love for, but, you know, Los Angeles, you got, you know, Hollywood. You got the Los Angeles sign. You got all the, you know, the famous celebrities live there. You can go on a tour, see where they live. It's very troubling amounts of open personal information out there, I guess. San Francisco, you know, you got historic Chinatown, which we do have in Vancouver, but you got, you know, the Bay Bridge, the Golden Gate Bridge, all sorts of cool stuff. In Vancouver, I'm like, okay, we got an aquarium. Look, there's other reasons to come here. We got a great convention center. But I'm not going to say, hey, oh my lord. I'm not going to say, come here and visit the convention center. It's more like, hey, you know, oh, the Endontis convention is in town. Yo, lucky them. They're staying at, you tell me that they're staying at the Sheraton Pacific Rim or the Fairmont Pacific Rim. Yo, must be nice to be in the Endontics field. Whatever, dude. Let's go for it. It's a city again. If I haven't been clear enough yet. I think it's a fantastic city to live in. Great weather, especially by Canadian standards. Great scenery as well. But it's not the kind you don't go, hey, what'd you see when you were in Vancouver? Oh, we saw the ocean. You know, it's not that you can see it in a lot of places. So we went to the aquarium because it's just something you do when you got, if you got family visiting, they haven't been to the aquarium yet. Take them to the aquarium. It's always nice. I like going to the aquarium. I don't like the, you know, here's the thing, okay? I study biology. People always think, study biology, what does that mean? You like one of those dudes from Jurassic Park that brought people back, brought dinosaurs back to life? Yep, that's mostly what we did. Had to stop after the movie came out. Did a lot of, you know, bad press for us, but we were doing the Lord's work. No, honestly, people think it's like, you know, what are you like? Did you fill a cavity on a lion? I did not fill a cavity on a lion. You trying to tell me something here, buddy? Secret room over here? Over here? All right, well, see you later. There's a lot of fish and a lot of plants. And about half of the aquarium is fish and plants. And I don't mean like, what do you expect of the aquarium? You expect not to see fish? No, it's not like that. But I mean like, you know, half of the aquarium is basically like, this is algae. This is kelp. You know, this is a cool looking fish. This is a fish that's brown. You know, that's not the kind of stuff that I'm at the aquarium for. I'm at the aquarium for mammals, 100%. Like literally 95% of my enjoyment at the aquarium. 5% is weird looking fish. 95% is like, yo, dude, look at that freaking otter. Otter's swimming around, is grabbing these like floating balls. It's shoving them into his weird little fat pocket so that it can swim with them without actually having need in his hands. And you're like, oh my god, it's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I'm there for the penguins. I'm there for the dolphins. And I'm there for the sea lions. I hate to say, you know, in the animal kingdom, for whatever reason, not all animals are equal on the cuteness scale. It's not fair, I guess, but I also feel like we're doing a very overly sensitive human thing, and I would describe myself as an overly sensitive human. Well, let me put it this way. On the way to take the train to go to the aquarium, we saw a very common urban sight. It was a crow eating the bisected corpse of a rat. Like a rat had been hit by a vehicle, and then a crow was like eaten from the wound, right? That's nature, dude. And you know what I said? I went, that's gross. I feel bad for that rat, dude. That's messed up. And then I had a lunch that had about probably 7 or 8 meat products in it. And I didn't bat an eye. That's what Disney has done to me and my generation. Is, you know, we see a cute little quadrupedal animal, and we say like, oh, look at that cute guy. And then someone will be like, hey, look at that fat little dog. And you don't call the dog fat, okay? It has feelings. Then like, 5 seconds later, without irony, people are like, you want to go to the all-you-can-eat barbecue? Like, yeah. Obviously, I'm starving. Walking around this building, looking at all these cute animals. has made me work up quite the appetite. Now, I am this person. So if you're like, I'm in this photo and I don't like it, me too. I think a lot of people, and this is, you know, is an edgelord way of thinking, but a lot of people are like, dude, what separates a cow from a cat? You know, they're both, you know, I'm not saying they have equal intelligence, but, you know, it's arbitrary that we keep cats as pets and cows are food. And their response to that revelation is a very immature, yeah, I'd eat a cat. What I've been trying to do, and I'm, you know, again, I'm not trying to be preachy. People who talk about, and I'm not a vegetarian at all, but people who talk about anything vegetarian related, it's like playing Crusader Kings. As soon as you're a vegetarian, you have like a +20 snooty, preachy penalty applied to you, whether or not you actually fulfill that description. So you gotta be like, I'm not trying to... But the other response that you could do there is, maybe I shouldn't be eating cows either. Maybe I should be eating crickets. Or maybe I should be eating black beans instead, you know. I'm not trying to say that anybody needs to make a change in their life necessarily right now, myself included. All I'm saying is, I'm on step 90 of like vegetarianism, the route to vegetarianism, which is like, for a while I was like, I went in the other direction. You know, if we eat cows, yeah, if I was in a culture where we ate people, sure, why not? I mean, maybe I didn't go that far, but you get the idea, right? And I grew up a little bit, to be honest, and I think a lot of people don't get to that point to be, and you know, maybe that is a little preachy, to be honest, but and I grew up and I was like, you know what, there isn't really that much of a difference, except in your head, between eating a cow and eating a cat. So now I'm at the point where like I feel a little, I don't feel pangs of guilt every time I eat meat. But I am like, probably shouldn't be doing this. And I mean, I don't have the attitude either that's like, enjoy it. Well, at last, pretty soon they're gonna come take this away from me. I'm more like, yo, dude, like, talk about it now and then. I mean, you know, I go meatless, not necessarily intentionally, but, you know, when Kate's away, I'll just not eat meat for like a couple of weeks. So I'll make very deliberate, you know, macronutrient balanced meals with vegetables only. Well, like vegetables, predominantly legumes, I guess, but you get the idea. And it'd be harder now because I'm trying to cram in like, you know, close to 200 grams of protein a day, but honestly, like 100 and something of that comes from supplementation that's plant protein based. So, maybe not 120, maybe closer to like 90, but either way. You know, I float the idea now and then. I'm like, you know, maybe you should go vegetarian. You know, Kate's very environmentally conscious. Conscious? Yeah. She does like eating meat, and I'm like, you know, anytime you want to go vegetarian, we live in a great city for being vegetarian, we could do it tomorrow. I would need 24 hours notice so we could grocery shop, and we could do it easily. But we haven't done it yet. But we might do it. I don't know. I just feel like, you know, that's, as someone who also kind of grew up, you know, online, you know what I mean? Like, I had my formative years were also spent on the internet. I feel like it's kind of, that's what growing up looks for, like, guys like me in my generation. Is like, you get woke, like, dangerously woke when you're, like, 12 years old. And you're like, God's not real. Also, you know, I would eat anything. You know, your response to like being told that a habit you have might be a problem is like, oh really? Well, I'll triple down on it then to avoid any cognitive dissonance. And as you get older, you mellow out a little bit, you know, you're like, you know what, they're just trying to be helpful, they're just sharing their opinion, maybe there's a nugget of truth there, and my immediate knee-jerk anger betrayed the fact that I'm sensitive about this subject and should look into it, you know? I should look into it as well, but I'm not gonna. I'm about to go to the grocery store, but don't worry, we're just buying cat litter. I'm making a special trip to the grocery store for cat litter. I don't know what else I'm gonna get while I'm there. We'll think about it, okay? I need some lunch stuff. Can I just say, we did come very close to dying on this run. And I don't know if my psyche could have handled a loss so close to another loss in Isaac, so I really appreciate where we're at here. And you know, the thing is, if you've watched these videos for a long time, you kind of grown up with me as well. You know, Rebirth came out. Let's not even talk about Flash Eyes, which came out when I was like 21, and at a very different place in my life. But like, you know, Rebirth even came out when I was like 25, 26. It was 20, maybe even, I'm trying to think, it came out 2014. Yeah, so I was probably 26. That was still a long time ago, you know, and your attitudes change. I think I've hit that like old growth forest stage. Even back in 2014, we were still like, we don't know what kind of plants are gonna bloom here. Now I'm like, I know where I stand. I'm like a sturdy redwood instead of a wide growing patch of dandelions. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. If you did, click the like button. That helps a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time. See ya!